Okay, we're live. We're doing our day 2 with the new microphone. Hopefully we've done everything right this time around. Seemed to work okay yesterday, so we'll see. Peregrine, is the audio still good today? All right. Well, in any case, I'm here with Coach Alex.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
Awesome.
Yeah, all right, let's get started.
All right, we got the thumbs up on the audio. So what do we need for today?
Today we need something to warm up. I'm getting a jump rope, but if you don't have one handy, it's fine if you just want to jog in place, do jumping jacks, think of something. Later on, I'm going to be getting out a saber, as you can see right down there. If you don't have a saber, you can use a stick, or honestly, if you want to just practice different motions, you can use your thumb like this. Saber is actually just a really long thumb. So, you
Very
laugh,
nice.
but you do it long enough, it feels like an extension of your hand, and yeah, it's the thumb part, if you're doing it right. Anyway, why don't we get started? So, I'm grabbing my jump rope. You guys can follow along with the jump rope, or, like I said, jog in place. What you do right now does not really matter. This is just to get our hearts pumping, because if you're like me, you've been sitting around all day, and you gotta get your body ready to move. So that's what we're doing here. Just moving. So if you want to jog in place, you want to do jumping jacks, if you've got like sweet dance moves that get your heart jumping, yeah, go for it. Whatever you want. So Tyler, how's your week been?
Pretty good. Been doing a lot of the same stuff each day, but that's good. I've been staying busy, been editing videos, shooting some videos.
Oh, nice.
Doing some stuff, getting all of our Instagram content sorted so that we can start pushing that out on YouTube. So I know there's some people that, they would much rather watch it on there. We got some other online learning stuff we're kind of pushing together, but we're not quite ready to talk about it yet, but we're working on it, so stay tuned. Yeah.
All right.
And, I've been watching a lot of other fencing places and kind of seeing what they're doing, seeing how they're doing. Like our friends over at Red Star put out a really good video once a week. That's worth checking out. They do a lot of footwork, and they got some blade work drills. So if you haven't been over to Red Star's YouTube channel, check them out. They've got some cool stuff on there.
Nice. I fence people from Red Star.
Yeah.
They kicked my butt. They're good people.
Red Star is great. So they've got some good stuff. Let's see. I've been watching Northwest Fencing in Oregon. They have a pretty good club up there. They've got a nice saber club.
Yeah.
And they've been doing some videos that I've liked a lot. So that's worth checking out.
Is that Warren Zagunis' old club, or is that a different one?
Boy, I wish I knew.
I know they're from a club in that area.
Okay. It's entirely possible. What else? Been checking out in the non-fencing world. I've been checking out the folks over at CrossFit Sabretooth up in Northeast Minneapolis. They've been pushing like a daily challenge thing for their people out on their Instagram. And it's pretty varied. Like sometimes it'll be a workout challenge. Sometimes it'll be a nutrition challenge.
Don't mean to cut you off, but
No,
I think
no.
that's a good workout.
All right.
So, put our stuff away if you got them out. And we're going to do some more warm-ups. This is good old open the gate. So, keep your hips forward. I like to put my hands on my hips to help keep them lined up with my shoulders. And you're going to lift up your knee, turn your knee off to the side and put it down. And same with the other leg. Up and out. Try to, again, keep your hips in place and rotate your knee through the entire range of motion that you can. You're trying to get all of these muscles here in your hip to work. These muscles are real good. They help you stand up, help keep you from tipping over. So you want to make sure they're good and warmed up before you do any kind of exercise. Because you might not necessarily fall over if they're not warmed up, but you can start falling over and you can cause yourself injuries there, even if you don't fall completely flat on your face. So, if you get these warmed up, if you have them in shape and they're well conditioned, well toned, you're not really going to notice because you're not getting hurt. But if they're bad, if you're not doing a good job, you're definitely going to notice that because you're going to be hurt. All right, let's switch directions. So, knee off to the side, keep your hips square, and in, and again, full range of motion. Off to the side and in, and off to the side and in.
Another thing that is important about mobility stretches like this is the first step to falling over is being off balance. You might not fall over and you might not get injured, but if your mobility is poor in a joint area, you will be lopsided and you won't be able to be well balanced, which will affect your performance.
Very true. And when I talk about getting hurt, by the way, I'm not saying you're just immediately going to get hurt. I'm talking about those long-term repetitive strain injuries that take months or years to develop. And by the time you get to the point where you are hurting and you realize you have to do something, it's usually too late. You're going to be... you can recover, I suppose, but it's a long process. Not something that like a day or two of bed rest will help. Anyway, yeah, let's switch to one last thing that I really like. I'm gonna turn sideways because it's a little easier to demo what you're doing. You're gonna put your hands off to the side like this, and keeping your upper body and your leg all in one big line, you're gonna bend over. See, keeping a line here, and I'm gonna try and bend over until I am parallel to the floor, kind of like this. Slowly raise myself back up. Staying in line, and I'm gonna do it on the other leg. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm balanced, and then slowly over. There we go, and slowly back up. And I like to try and do this slowly so that I'm in control of my body and my balance the whole way. Slowly over. Now, balancing on one foot is hard, and doing stuff while you're balancing on one foot, even harder. One thing I find helps though, pick something on the floor that you can see. Like there's a little nail hole right there I can see. I'm gonna stare, fix my eyes right on it as I do this, and that's gonna help me with my balance. Go. And on the other leg. Oops. Ugh. Still need to practice this a little bit.
Nail hole moved.
Yeah, there you go, there you go. All right, that's pretty good. Let's all sit down now. Let's do some stretching. So I would start like this. One leg off to the side. Try to keep your knee as straight as you can as you reach off towards your toe. If you can touch your toe, awesome. Depending on your flexibility, some of you might just get to here, and that's okay. Keep the legs straight, feel the stretch, reach out as far as you can. Oh yeah, and remember to breathe. Deep, slow breaths. Part of stretching is learning to relax your body, since if your body is tense, those muscles will pull against the stretch and you won't stretch as far. If you can learn to relax your body, and deep breaths help a lot with that, That helps relax those muscles. You can stretch a little bit further. All right, oh yeah, take your other hand, go over like this, and that helps with the stretch. You get a little bit of stretch here in the lower back. It kind of puts the rest of your body into good alignment for this stretch as well. Plus gives you something to do with your other hand. All right. And remember to breathe and relax those muscles. All right, feels pretty good. Let's switch over to the other side. So, one leg in, other leg out. Made dust on me. And reach out towards your toe. Deep breaths, and then take your other hand and go over the top. And like I said, not everybody is gonna be able to reach their toe. Some of you are just gonna, stop right there. You do what your body allows you. We're here to improve flexibility. We're not here to, have a contest. All right, now both legs off to the side, and you're gonna reach down the middle. So put your hands on the floor in front of you. And try to reach out in front of you as far as you can go. All right, and one more on the floor. I'm gonna put our feet together like this. Put your hands on your ankles. Don't put them on your toes. People who put them on the toes tend to twist their feet. That's not really good for them. Put them on your ankles, they're sturdy. Pull your ankles in close to your hips. And then try to sit up straight and lean forward. Should feel a stretch right in here. Some of you who are really flexible might have to lean a little further, maybe push your elbows or push your knees down with your elbows. And remember, breathe slowly in, slowly out. And try to relax your muscles, especially the ones you're stretching. Those are ones that are gonna fight you the most. Try to relax those and let your body sink into the stretch a little bit lower, a little bit further each time. All right, pretty good. Let's stand up. Shake our legs out a little bit. All right, let's work on the old IT band. So you're gonna cross one leg behind the other, and then you're gonna bend to the side. So my right leg is in front, so I'm gonna bend to my right side. You are gonna have to check to see which leg of yours is in front. You're gonna bend to that side. And alternatively, if this whole right-left thing is confusing, just imagine you're looking at a mirror and just kind of mirror what I do. All right, and a little bit more stretch, especially up here, you can grab your hand. But the main thing is you want to feel this whole set of muscles along this side stretching out. All right. And back up. We're gonna do the other side. You're gonna cross your other leg behind you. So now my left leg's in front, so I'm gonna go to my left side. So here we go. Slowly bend over. Feel the stretch of this part of you. Alright, and slow back up. Alright, let's do the hamstrings now. So, keep your legs straight. You don't have to necessarily lock your knees for this one, but straight-ish, and you're gonna just bend at your hips and kind of flop your body over. Use the weight of your arms and your head to pull yourself down. And feel that stretch right along the back of your legs and the back of your knees. Oops. Yeah. Alright, and slowly raise yourself back up. Alright, I'm gonna go back on the floor for one or two more things. So, I'm gonna lie on my stomach like this, hands under my shoulders. It's kind of like I'm about to do a push-up, but what I'm actually gonna do is just push my shoulders up and leave my hips laying on the ground. Yeah, this might be a little easier to see from the side. Keep your hips on the ground, push your shoulders up, stretch out your stomach, and if you can push yourself a little bit higher, sometimes you can get a little stretch in your hip flexor in front of your hips as well.
I believe this is Cobra pose.
I think
yoga.
that, yeah, I know it has a name, but I don't know it. I think that is it.
Well, this may actually be in upward facing dog territory, how high it is.
Oh.
I think Cobra's a little lower, so, well, there you go.
Maybe? I don't know.
Well, in any case, some yogi in the comments can get on that, but.
Okay, yeah, I push myself up till I feel a stretch, which for me is pretty far because I'm pretty flexible. Yeah. All right, and one more. You're going to slide your hips back, and this one I believe is child pose. And yeah, so put your head down, and this is more just kind of a chill, relax. You don't really pull hard on anything. It stretches your back a little bit, especially if you try to reach forward, and stretches the glutes a bit, but it's not gonna pull on your muscles the way a lot of the other stretches we did. This is just my ending, like, chill out and relax stretch. All right, feels pretty good. Stand up, and let's get ready to do some leg work. So, put your feet underneath your shoulders, turn your front foot off to the side so your heels are at 90-degree angles. If you're right-handed, you're gonna put your right foot pointing off to the side. If you're left-handed, it's gonna be your left. And you're gonna bend your knees a little and squat down. All right, that's your on guard. One thing I find is good, if you raise your heels a little bit off the ground, not a lot, just a little bit, that helps with making your steps a little lighter and floatier. So try to do that, be just slightly on your toes. All right, and what we're gonna do, I'm gonna have you lift up your front toe. You're gonna do that motion. So just a little bend at the ankle. And what that's gonna do is gonna cause you to tip because you have your weight on both feet and suddenly you don't. And that's fine. So let yourself tip. So lift up, tip. We should all be right here right now. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do, lift up the sky, just like that, and bring your back foot up, like this. And notice, I only bring it as far as my front foot went. I'm back in the same position. I'm not gonna do this. And bring them together. So I should be right back where I started. So lift up that front toe, lift, and then bring your back foot up. And you should be right back where you started. Front foot, lift up, and then bring that back foot up. Lift up, and then bring that back foot up. And notice, I'm trying to do this pretty fast. The longer you take to bring this back foot up, the longer the time between steps, whether you want to go forward or backwards. You can't do anything else until you reset your feet. So being able to reset really fast like that helps you keep your footwork agile. All right, so lift up the front foot and quickly snap that back foot up so that you're ready to go again. Lift up and snap. Lift up and snap. Lift up, snap. Lift, snap. Lift, snap. All right, I'm gonna turn around. Let's see, hopefully you can still hear me with me talking over my shoulder. A couple of more points I wanna point out. As soon as you lift up that front toe, you want your body moving. That's kind of why I had you get used to tipping, because gravity will kind of help do that. But you want to be moving right away. You don't want to lift up and then go, because that slows down your step. You might see, oh, I gotta move forward. Oops, nope, that opportunity is gone because you took your time. You have to be able to move as soon as you start your steps, so that your body is moving right away, so that you can respond to whatever it is you see. So here we go, lift up, I'm moving right away, and I'm snapping that back foot up. Lift up, moving right away, and snap up the back foot. Lift, snap. Move, snap. Move, snap. All right. Let's do a few more reps. Why not? More practice is always good. Move, snap. Move, snap. Move, snap. Move, snap. Oh, and by the way, I'm gesticulating, doing stuff with my arms. Either put your hand in an on guard position if you know that, or you can put them on your hips, or you can put them across your chest like this. What you don't want to do is put them out to steady yourself. Because if you're busy steadying yourself with your hands, one, it's a sign your footwork technique is not very good because you're off balance, but also, if you're used to doing this, you can't fence because your hand that you have your sword in is going to be busy steadying you rather than parrying or attacking as it needs to. So let's put the hands out of the way so that we don't use them, and then we can do whatever we need to while we're stepping. All right, but let's switch gears for now. Let's do some retreats. They're going to work pretty much the same way. You're going to lift up your back toe this time, so you're just going to do that. And it's going to unbalance your body, so let your body move right away, and then snap that front foot up. So lift up, move, and snap. Lift up, move, and snap. Lift up, move, and snap. Move, snap. Move, snap. Move, snap. Move, snap. Move, snap. All right, I'm going to turn around, and we're going to do the same thing. Move, snap. Move, snap. Move, snap. Even though I say go fast, don't try to go as fast as you can. You want to stay relaxed so you're nice and loose. If you're tense, it can feel like you're going fast if you tense up, but you're actually not. You're going to be slow. So keep your body relaxed and try to snap your front foot up in a timely manner. You don't need to break any world records on this. Move, snap. Move, snap. Move, snap. Move, snap. Move, snap. And the snap works better if your heel is not on the ground, because you can just move that toe, a tiny little motion. If your foot's flat on the ground, you have to lift your whole foot up, which slows it down a bit. So, heels just a little off the ground. Move, snap. Move, snap. All right, I'm going to turn around. Hopefully you guys are turning around on your own when you run out of space and aren't like crashing into things. All right, move, snap. Move and snap. Move and snap. Move and snap. Move and snap. All right, nice. All right, on guard, and regardless of what you're doing with your hands, I want them in an on guard position right now. So we're gonna practice lunges, and part of doing good lunge is being able to coordinate when you stick your hand out. So I wanna work on that. So on guard, hand in a good on guard position. Remember, if you are foil or epee, it's gonna be kind of in front of you. In saber, it's gonna be a little bit down into the side, just a little bit more because of the way our target works and the way you have to defend against cuts instead of just pokes. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is stick out your arm, thrust, and notice none of the rest of my body is moved yet. I'm sticking my arm out because that puts my weapon, my point, close to my opponent. And I do this first because this is the lightest thing. It's the easiest thing to go fast. So I'm gonna stick my point out as far as I can, get it close to them, and then I'm gonna use this muscle here, this big guy, and I'm gonna push off with this one, simultaneously kicking out with that leg. Step, keep your arm out. All right, make sure you land in a good lunge position. Back leg straightened, your knee is above your ankle, and your weight should be evenly on both feet. You shouldn't be leaning forward or back. You should be right in the center. All right, cool. Adjust that if it's not there. I'll give you a sec. All right, you're gonna use your back leg now to recover. So use that back foot, bend your back knee, and you're gonna pull yourself back to on guard. Now, check out, my front arm did not move yet. Sometimes you gotta parry. Sometimes you gotta do other stuff. If you get used to pulling your arm back as you recover, you're gonna have to go back and then to your action. But if you get used to doing nothing, you can go to whatever action you need, whatever parry or whatever other weird thing might happen, right when you need to. So, get used to just being ready to move, not moving when you recover. Oh yeah, you should all be in this position, on guard with your hand out. And now you're gonna relax. And you're not gonna pull your arm in, you're just gonna kind of let it sink and float back to that on guard position you started in. All right, let's do the whole cycle again. So extend, keep your arm relaxed. You don't have to lock your elbow with this. In fact, I would discourage you from locking your elbow. Keep your arm relaxed, push off with this foot, and step way out. There we go. Check, make sure your knee is above your ankle, not in front of it or behind it. And now, keeping your arm out, you're gonna bend your back knee, recover. Make sure your knees are bent, make sure your weight is low to the ground. And now relax, and on guard. All right, nice. Let's go, extend, push off with that back leg, lunge, and check real quick. Make sure your knee's above your ankle. And recover, bend your knees, and on guard. Nice. Extend, push off and lunge, recover, and relax. Back on guard. Extend, push off and lunge, recover, and relax. Back on guard. Nice. All right, I'm gonna back up a little bit so I don't run out of room. And you know what, let's do a few more lunges. Let's try to do the whole thing all in one go. So remember, you have to extend before you lunge. So I was told, imagine you're holding a rope and somebody else is pulling on that rope. When that rope gets pulled, your arm goes and then your body goes. So, like so. So here we go. Extend, lunge, recover. Extend, lunge, recover. On guard. Extend, lunge, recover. On guard. Extend, lunge, recover. On guard. All right, let's back up again. And let's tag an advance on that, because you rarely lunge from a complete standstill. In fencing, you're always moving. It's always going to be some step into lunge. So let's do advance. So that's a pretty common setup. It's going to be advance, lunge. I'm extending on my back foot. For this, I'm not going to be super particular about when you do it, as long as your arm's out by the time you're lunging. If you're doing this, that's no good, that's too late. But advance, lunge. All right, let me go back to where I was. All right, here we go. Advance, arm out, lunge. Advance, arm out, and lunge. Recover, on guard. Advance, lunge, recover. Advance, lunge, recover. Advance, lunge. All right. I don't know if the mic is hearing me, but I want your feet to have a particular rhythm. I'm going to stomp so you can hear it. All right? Sounds like this. You hear that? Probably heard coaches doing that. So, I'm gonna clap this out, and we're all gonna do it together, because this is a really important rhythm to have ingrained. So, on guard, it's gonna be advanced lunge. Get ready. And and recover. And recover. And recover. Recover. And recover. And recover. All right, pretty good. I'm gonna stop before I run out of too much room. Let's see. What was the next thing I planned? Oh yes, okay. So now we're gonna make this even a little bit harder. We're gonna step in place, simulating advancing or retreating. We don't know, but we're gonna move our feet. And for those of you unfamiliar with this step, I'm lifting up my feet. Lift, lift. All right. Try to keep your upper body in place as much as you can during this. And you don't want to rock back and forth, because that's going to make everything else rather difficult. Step in place. Awesome. So I'm going to give you a signal. Watch my arm. When I do this, I'm open. In this case, I want you to advanced lunge, just like we practiced earlier. So here we go. Step in place. And there we go. Ba-bum-ba. Right away. Keep that advance small. You're not trying to chase. It's to a degree more just setting up a tempo and changing your speed with that advance. You're not trying to go far. Let me show you sideways. I don't go very far when I do that. It's about the speed change more than it is about the distance. So here we go. Let's move in place. We're moving, we're going in and out, you know, maybe there's like feints and weird stuff going on, but suddenly you realize I've made a mistake and I'm open. Yeah, advanced lunge. All right, and recover, we're back to moving. Alright. Okay, looking good. Now remember, advanced lunge for this one. I know a lot of times we do just lunge. This one I want advanced lunge. You're playing from a little bit farther out in this situation. Nice, and remember to cover. Back on guard. Alright, looking good. Okay, I'm gonna grab my saber now. We're gonna do just a little bit of blade work. Alright, in saber, our main target is the head. And the reason, this is our on guard, this is the quickest thing to hit. Alright, you just drop the point and stick your hand out and you're there. But sometimes, especially if you do head a lot, people start to anticipate it and they start parrying, you know, they put the blade in the way. So, you gotta be able to hit different spots. So here we go. Line changes in saber. And I'm gonna demo this without a sword because I know not everyone has a saber handy. I know not everyone is, some of you are new to fencing, don't have your own gear, some of you are not saber fencers. So, use your thumb to see where your blade is gonna be. And I'm gonna twist right at my wrist like this. This is a line change. Sometimes they even call it a disengage, although usually disengages are that particular change. Anyway, different people say different things. We're gonna do this motion, changing lines. This will hit the flank on a right-handed, assuming you're fencing against a right-handed fencer. All right. And the main thing I want to emphasize is turning from the wrist. Our instinct is to turn from our elbow and shoulder. All right, the old club swing. And this is great if you want to clock somebody with a stick, but we're not fencing with sticks, we're fencing with sharpened blades. And for those, little light hits work just fine. So we're about efficiency of motion. So here we go. Turn from the wrist, and back up, and turn, and up. And there are other line changes. For this one, for today, I want to just keep it simple. Because what I actually want to do is a perception watching drill, rather than showing you every single technique in saber. So we're going to focus on this one, because that's the one we're going to use. And you feel like you're getting the hang of that, practice it as you stick out your hand. Alright, I'm going to grab the saber. It's a little bit bigger, easier to see. And same thing, turn from the wrist and reach out. Turn and reach out. Turn, reach out. If you have a saber, giving a blade a little bit of a squeeze at the end helps put that point forward. Alright. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. So, turn from the wrist. So pay close attention. My hand is not actually going anywhere. And when I extend, it's actually staying pretty low. It's about waist height. A lot of people like to do this because that's how you reach out furthest. A high cut is more easily parried than a low one. So it's very awkward for people to kind of reach down with their parries. Usually, especially if they're panicking, up here, all this is exposed. So go down, go underneath the guy panicking and flailing his blade around. And, oh yeah, those of you who maybe are seasoned saberists and know how to use the center of balance of the blade, you can do that. That's the ultimate level of efficiency in saber. It's not super important, so I usually don't teach it to beginners. It's also a little bit tricky if you're not used to these motions, but if you know how to do it, absolutely, go ahead and practice it. All right. And let's do that with a little bit of footwork. So on guard, we're going to use the advanced lunge we just did. So I'll break it down real slow. Advance and lunge. So notice I did a little bit of a feint there. So advance, turn, as you. I just changed my mind. Let's do it right away. Well, this will be a slightly different situation. This will be if somebody is just panic parrying. If they're calm and you have to psych them out, you might have to show them, but this is somebody who is, oh crap, they're coming. And they threw up that parry and you're present enough, you're balanced and you're calm enough to, oh, you're gonna parry up here, I'm gonna hit you down low where you're open. So here we go. So let's turn as we advance. So turn and lunge. There we go. Turn with the advance and lunge. Turn, lunge. Advance, lunge. All right, see if we can smooth it out a little bit. Advance, lunge. Advance, lunge. Advance, lunge. Nice. Advance, lunge. Remember, keep that advance small. Advance, lunge. Advance, lunge. All right. So now, let's get to the actual meat, the thing I really wanted to practice. We're going to be stepping in place, like we were before. I've got my saber this time, but I'm going to give you the same signal to go. So if I drop the sword, yeah, advanced lunge. Let's do that again. Yep, and I'm open right here, so you want to just reach out, hit me in the head. So here we go. Nice, yeah, right there. Okay. All right, I think everybody's got this by now. So now there's going to be a choice between two actions. One is I do this and I just stay there. The other, I'm going to do, if I do that, hit me in the head just like before. If I do this and then right away throw up that parry, you got to go around it because you don't want to get parried. So do the change as you do the advanced lunge. So here we go. Moving. Whoa. Yeah, there you go. You got to be watching. Nice. One of the hardest things to do is be calm enough when you see an opportunity to adjust when something like, say, a parry gets in your way. If you can master this skill live and about, you'll be a really tough to beat fencer. Yeah, there you go. Hit me right, no, this side. Everything's flipped. All right, stepping. Yep, right there. You're gonna turn and squeeze. All right, I'm gonna start mixing it up now. So moving and yep. I find it easiest to do this is to just start the head and keep your eye right here. Trust your body to stick your point on the head. You will learn very fast in Saber how to do this without even thinking. So keep your eye right here because that's what you have to worry about. That's the only thing that can possibly stop you. So as it comes, so here we go. Eyes right here. As I drop, you see the opening, you start, and then up it goes. Well, if you guys were doing it full speed, you probably hit me already. But keep your eyes right there. I didn't do anything, so just keep doing what you're doing. And hit me in the head. There you go. If you were watching, you would have seen right away when I suddenly moved, and you can go, oh, I'm gonna change. And if you do this right against a live opponent, you hit them down there before they even finish their parry, and they're like, what? Where did it go? Yeah. Even more satisfying than winning a point, seeing your opponent get frustrated. That one's ahead. And into the flank. We're moving and we're moving. Yep, right there, you got it. Head. Yep, and that one's the head too. Ooh, that was tricky. That was actually me flubbing the signal. So let's try that one again. I will make a point to plan which one I'm going to do ahead of time. Yep, right there. That time I did it right. Nice. Easy tap to head. Attack to head. Yep, there you go. Change that line. Remember, keep your hand nice and low so that I can't suddenly try to do that. Alright, a little bit more. Step in place. Remember, keep your upper body nice and centered in place. Not wobbling all over the place. Nice and steady. Yeah, right there. Nice. All right, I think that'll do for tonight. So, everybody attention, remember feet together, back straight. You gotta look cool doing this, so what's the point? All right, legs up, out, and down. All right, hope you all had fun, and till we can see you again in person, we'll see you out on the internet. So stay safe, stay hydrated.